My bad. I'm with my boy. I'm with my boy Jake. What's goody?
What's up?
Yo,
No,
what's going on?
nothing much.
You know who Jake is?
I don't think so. I think I might have seen him once.
He ran track at UT.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm doing this with you because it was wild. Where I see you, like, I used to see you once a week, like just all the time.
Yeah.
Random times, and I was just like, "Oh, what's up, Tyson?" I always say hello. We never actually like chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, may as well just do it here.
Might as well.
Where you from originally?
Chicago, Illinois, but I'm kind of like all around. My dad was a college basketball coach, so I moved around like I think 6 or 7 different states. So I've been all over. Yeah, I just say I'm from Chicago because it's the easiest to say. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Where was I guess which location did you stay the longest? Chicago?
Yeah, so I was born in Chicago and I stayed there for 3 years, and then we went to like I think 5 different places, and then after that I moved back to Chicago for my dad's job. He stayed for like a second term at DePaul University, and then from there I went to high school and just made sure I graduated from there because my brothers went to like they both went to like 4 different high schools, I think. So my mom wanted me to stay in one high school at one time.
Mm-hmm. How many siblings you got?
Just 2 brothers, 2 older brothers. Yeah.
No sisters.
No. My mom wanted a sister or wanted a daughter as well, but just boys in the house.
Are you the oldest or are you the youngest?
I'm the youngest. Yeah.
You the youngest, so you the baby of the group, low key.
Yeah. So my oldest brother, he played basketball a little bit. He bounced around to a bunch of different colleges, and then my middle brother played football at Texas.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like UT, Texas.
Yeah, Austin.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Did he ever get drafted or signed or?
He played a good amount, but he kind of picked like the academic route. He's trying to become a doctor right now. He was like a neuroscience major when he was there, so he was like stressing out honestly when he was there. I mean, neuroscience isn't easy, so he yeah. I mean, it was crazy.
What's your major?
Sport management. Yeah, it's been fun. I think I had an internship this summer. It was like event management, but it was at OTE. I usually spend my summers there, so it was nice just getting like the behind the scenes of everything that goes on there. Plus, they have like different events there. They have their own like boxing league and like girls basketball league too. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, bro. I got a friend over there in the A, Zach Zunt. He's a photographer. He does for OTE over there too.
Yeah.
So I haven't even like gotten into that world. I just know that some people from OTE can make it to the league and whatnot, and just all they're tapped in too. It's like how did you even like I guess become accustomed with like OTE and whatnot from that?
Yeah. So when they first started, my dad knew Kevin Ollie. He like was one of like the head guys that started it. He's like one of the directors of like most of the like I guess the coaches, I think. But he knew him. My dad coached him when he was at UConn. So my dad had first retired when I was going to go to college and go to high school, finishing high school. So he had called my dad and was basically calling him out of retirement to go coach at OTE, but he wasn't like doing the same coach. It was literally just like X's and O's coaching. It wasn't like going recruiting, doing all that other stuff. But he called him up and it was literally just starting a brand new thing. Like nobody really knew what it was. They were paying players like 6 figures that like it was crazy. Like the first group of people is like most of them. It's the Thompson twins were in like the first group.
I know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so they were big, but they first built like this big like arena, the OTE arena, which used to be like tennis courts there, and they had they took it and they like shaped it into like this whole thing because they have like academics there. They have a cafeteria there where they eat every day, weight room, stuff like that. And so they took it the first season, it was like pretty popular, like the younger demographic, they got a lot. And so he was there for I think first 2 or 3 years coaching there. And so every summer it was right in Atlanta. So my parents had an apartment in Atlanta. I would stay with them and then work out there as much as possible. But during the summers too, which was like the best thing for me, I think like going into my sophomore year, I worked out there for like, I think 3 or 4 times a day, starting at like 7 a.m. But it wasn't even like the workouts too, it was who I was working out with, like being around like professionals there, because they have so many workout coaches there that were like high profile guys that they would work out with, a lot of overseas guys, like big Atlanta guys. They like the first year I was there, like Anthony Edwards was there like every day. Like
I've seen it, bro.
Yeah,
congrats too. I've seen it and I was looking at it. I said, hold on, bro.
yeah,
I know the other dude that's guarding. I said, hold up,
yeah.
wait.
I mean, but just playing open gym and just seeing like these guys that like almost move at like a different speed when they're playing basketball, it's crazy. It was like Sharif Cooper, Cam Reddish, guys like that are from Atlanta.
Cam Reddish.
Like just big name hoopers that love basketball and just like put in the time there. And it's crazy just to watch them work out and really just like kind of get a feel for like what they do in the off season too, like how I can replicate some things that they do, like what times they come in, what workouts are they doing, how hard their work. Like Anthony Edwards was one of the hardest working guys I've ever seen, like working out. Like he, like even if it was just shooting drills, just having this focus and that set of mind, like just trying to replicate some of the stuff he was doing. I even worked out with the guy he was working at, Kier. But yeah, it's to watch something like that and be around that type of environment, even playing like open gyms against them is something special. So it was like, yeah.
Did they give you any like free game and whatnot? They took it, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen here, young blood.
Yeah, I think like most of the overseas guys do because they're there and they're like a little bit older too. But just understanding like to be in a role too, like even if it's open gym, obviously you're just trying to play a little bit more freely. But when it comes down to the things, like if you want to make it to that next level, obviously you want to be like you're not gonna go out and score like 20 points like Ant, but like you're gonna be spectacular at what you do best. So if it's rebounding, if it's defending, like be the best defender on the floor. If you got to make 2 threes, like you have to make those shots, and your team counts on you. So stuff like that, you just take in and you're trying to perfect yourself in what you can do best.
So I know, how tall are you, bro?
6'8".
Well, you're mad tall, obviously. When did you ever have that moment where you hit that growth spurt? You're like, okay, like it's really time to ball out.
It was definitely in high school. I think it was going into my sophomore year. I was like 6'3" or 6'4", and then out of nowhere, like a few days, like the summer, I was like, they said I was like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". I was like, okay, well, I kind of need to start putting in the work to back this height up a little bit. So it was kind of cool. But I also went to like a really good high school too. Whitney Young was like some of the great, like some of the Chicago greats went there. Jaleel Okafor, Quentin Richardson, DJ Stewart was my teammate, and Javon Freeman Liberty too. So it was nice to, because like honestly, that experience kind of helped me towards college too. Like they run their program as tight as can be. It's a tight ship. Coach Tyrone Slaughter was an amazing coach for me, just understanding like just how to have discipline in what you do and how like to have like leadership throughout the whole organization, really.
When did you first like, first I got a random question. When was your first dunk? Because you sound like you were already 6 foot in freaking high school, so like you had to be. at least grab the rim by that time?
I think my first dunk might have been like a little after freshman year, or probably like sophomore year. I wasn't like my brother. He was more. My oldest brother was the most athletic. So I think he was dunking in like 8th or 9th grade or something like that. But yeah, I was a little bit of a late bloomer when it came to athletics, and then over time, kind of just built it up a little bit more, get into the weight room. So.
Yes, sir. When did you get into like basketball? Period. Like when did it actually start to grow on you as a kid? You're like, okay, I actually really like this sport.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was kind of like born with a basketball, is what I like to say. Like my dad was a college basketball coach for 40 plus years. So before I was born, I was around like high level basketball. Like before I could even remember, I was in Chicago. I was born, but when I first like really saw basketball was when my dad was at the University of Virginia, and it was just kind of like love at first sight. Like I've just been around it so much. Like I saw more of like how hard people worked. It was like a crazy thing. Like I had never really seen like this much talent, and I just like I got a basketball, and my dad would help me. Like me and my brothers would go into the gym all at the same time, work out with my dad, like in the University of Virginia gym, or we were at a few more schools like Tulsa or University of Missouri. Just being in the gym and just like that environment, like it really sparked something for me, and I always wanted to continue playing, which is actually kind of crazy because out of high school, for me it was like a whole, because I graduated right at the COVID period, so recruitment wasn't that. It was really tough. Yeah, it was tough, and like my senior year wasn't really like, we played like 14 games. They were all conference games. It wasn't like anything too crazy. So it was like you're not really playing like for that much. No coaches are there. You're kind of just out there just for the love of the game. And luckily, I got like blessed to be able to walk on here at Tampa my first year, and then
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walked on here my first year. Like the reason I came here, my mom's family lives in Brandon, so I was just like, it's close by to family. It's nice weather all the time. I mean, I can't really complain. But I walked on. Coach Pekka was a big fan of my dad when he was at UConn, so I walked on, and then our first coach was Coach Schmidt here. I'm so sure you remember him a little bit, but he for what he's worth, he really instilled like a lot of confidence in me too, because I started every game my freshman year, and he saw something that a lot of other coaches didn't too. So for what it's worth, we had a lot of losing seasons, but he has like my utmost respect. I think he was kind of what helped me like grow more of my love for basketball too. Just being able to put in a lot of work. It was a lot because of him, and him having that confidence for like the future too. After that first year, I had gotten my first scholarship, my full ride. Like the day it happened, he called me in, and like I think a week before, he had said I was going to get like a partial scholarship, which to me was still like amazing. And then the next week, he called me in and told me I was going to be on a full ride, and I almost jumped out of my seat just to jump on top of him. And then so right after I like went outside, called my parents, I was like on the phone crying. It was so exciting for me too. But I mean, yeah, for what it's worth, going from that high school period to being like a walk on, and then understanding like this role that I had to be in, and then having that confidence, it was great, man.
It's kind of funny hearing it from like your side, from the player perspective, because anytime I'm walking in the gym, bro, it's something else that's like happening that I don't understand what's really going on, you know. Like you just see him like
Yeah,
walk off or something. And I don't know what's going on, or just like him saying something. And I don't.
every day was something different. Like he would come in, our practices would be like, I mean, it'd be the same practice. We'd just be up and down. It kind of felt like we were running our bodies into the ground, but he loved us at the end of the day. He knew. I mean, he at one point he was one of the biggest coaches in the conference. So we kind of rely on that a little bit. But yeah, it was difficult at times, just losing and then having to keep stacking after that. But I give my praise to him. He's a great coach and a great person too.
Okay, first as a walk-on, I know like being a walk-on and a big that's a walk-on. That's probably like a huge stretch and like learning curve at first, especially it's D2 ball. The SSC conference is not easy. You know what I'm saying? They got some teams. They got NSU's wild. Lynn is pretty tough. How like Mox, the Florida Southern, they're pretty tough sometimes. You know. So from being a walk-on, big, what was probably like the hardest things to just learn about the position as a whole?
Just being like, it was a super physical league. So my first year, we had like, I think 4 bigs on our team. So and they were all older than me. So, I mean, like just learning from them. I took a lot from them. I think Brent was there, Yannick, Nick. Yeah.
Almost.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was
that like, was Lakovic there?
Martin, yeah. Martin was there. Martin, one of the forwards. He was like a big help too. I think they all just kind of taught me like how to just be more physical. Like there's so much opportunity to just like be great and just like understanding the space and the pace of play too. They helped a lot, and then just playing games, like understanding like we had so many bigs that year that were like exceeding expect. Like Barry had a good big. I think the player of the year was Sekou Silla, was one of like the best bigs like I've seen since I've been here, and he was only 6'5". So I was like, to be undersized, it really doesn't matter. It's like a lot about heart too. He like NSU was just really competitive that year too. I think the year after they won the national championship, but just seeing like where you can fit, because like for like taking Silla for example, he was like a double guy at 6'5". So just being undersized and understanding like how much heart and how much like you can compete against everyone in the conference too. Just like offensive rebounds, rebounding the ball is like a big like point that I like have put pressure on, especially in my game so much now. I think I learned a lot from them too. I've set out as one of my goals to try and be like the leading rebounder in the country. So just learning from my freshman year, saying that to now, I've wanted to excel in that space like a lot too.
For sure, especially for the rebounds, bro. That's big. That's like one of the biggest roles for the number 5, especially a very physical league in itself, and especially knowing just like I guess the reputation that Tampa has, knowing that the teams come in already with the mindset of like, okay, we either gonna beat them or like we have to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all compete. That's when the games get crazy. It's like UT's not going down without a fight, bro. Then it starts getting crazy, and then they relying on you. You know what I'm saying? You get them rebounds. How is it with like I guess the new squad? Y'all got a new squad right now, and I think the squad that I remember the most. There's a couple of them. I think it was before you came. The point guard was Pat Beverly, if I can remember. Pat Bacon. Biff was out there. Shoot, they had Kadeem as a big. They got Bryant. Just like, did you watch those players at all before you came to UT?
Yeah, I mean, before I came to UT, I honestly didn't know much. But when I was here, I definitely had like heard of like those big, like KG was one of the names I always heard, like just being so big and at 7 foot and just like, and then Pat was.
I'm playing. I was holding it in. My fault.
But KG and then Pat, like I heard Pat was like just a great like all around scorer, just could put the ball in the hoop. I mean, and then even when I was here, DJ was like,
he's my roommate.
yeah. DJ was just like a great all around PG. Like he knew how to control a game, he like had triple doubles when I was here, just like controlling the game, having the same pace, like. But honestly, I hadn't really heard much about like stuff like that. But just for us right now, just seeing that like translate to how like our new coach Darner's system, like we're a whole new culture really. Like we want to build like a new culture around like Tampa basketball. So we're trying to kind of excel in like what we do best. So we run a lot. Like if you've ever seen one of our games, we're running the floor. Everyone's running their lane. We get the ball out fast. So we're trying to score like 130, 140 points if we can. And then just be disruptive on defense, like pressing most of the game, keeping up like our pace of play. Like we want to play as quick as possible too. So it was hard last year. Like it was a whole new system. We didn't really know what we were doing. We didn't have like the people that could like really buy into what he was saying. And he like at the end of the year, we had like a meeting. He said it was one of his hardest years coaching because it was just a whole different like system, just something to like build around. And then this year, I feel like we've really bought in. We have like a whole new culture. Everyone's playing together. We're like averaging a lot of assists, just being like in this new system. We can score and we can buy into what he's saying and really have that like that team camaraderie, like to just build around. And I think it could last for a long time, especially after I'm gone too.
That's huge. That actually is huge. Culture, like to keep culture there and then can keep it consistent for the players that come in after, especially from just building from Schmidt, like that's a lot. Y'all have been doing pretty well. So definitely proud of y'all for that.
Even we just played yesterday, and after we have one. It was like we had 120. We almost beat the all-time record too. But like even after like in the press conference, I was like talking to the one of the announcers. I looked up. I was like, last time we won was 01, 02. I wasn't even born at the time. So I'm trying to build something special here that can last like far after I'm gone too. So it was crazy.
That's a very valid point. For basketball players, I'm 5'9", okay? I got pretty good handles. I got handles. But if I shoot anything else out of three, bro, don't even. All right. But so when I play basketball, I just like to have fun. I just like to enjoy it. I like to enjoy the pace of the game, trying to work on my moves, whatnot. Just I don't know. But I know mentality wise, trash talk is huge. Trash talk is huge in basketball. Trash talk is huge in football. Not so much in soccer, How big is just the dog mentality on the court? That killer mentality. How important is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a dog eat dog world. You gotta have that fight in you. I mean, especially when it comes to like crunch time. Like if you're not a dog, you gotta be a dog at all times. Like for us, we like especially defensively, we pride ourselves in like putting pressure, like putting fear on the other team, just trying to like be as hungry as possible, getting like steals, getting deflections, and then like offensively, just having that confidence. It's just like we know we're gonna score. We know we're better than you. Like we're gonna push the press and just like kind of just be ourselves, and that's how we roll. And especially for like me as a personal player, like if I see it and I get 2 feet in the paint, like for me it's got to be 2 points. Like that's just the same dog mentality. Like yeah, dunk, like quick move, like anything for me, I've got to see it, especially on rebounds too. Like if I got 2 feet in the paint, I'm gonna grab it. Nobody else is. It could be 5 people surrounding me. I'm gonna grab it. Like that same mentality, like all year round. Come March, like that's what we're trying to do. So.
How important is like the team chemistry off the court? Because like once you have team chemistry off the court, on the court, I know it's like fun and all still, but since you know the players better, you know what I'm saying, the chemistry is a lot higher. How important is that in team camaraderie off the court?
I mean, it's just like what you said. It's so important to understand one another, like not just on the court. Like, of course, we know how we play on the court, but like getting to know one another personally, like families, like hobbies, stuff like that. Just being able to understand one another and have that chemistry is huge because we really I think the good teams are really like good when they can communicate a little bit, stuff like that. Not too much, but great teams, like what makes the difference, like with great teams, is that they know one another. They are with each other, are like 24/7, like can understand like the next play before they even know it. Like can tell when they're in their own head, like at the same time, and how I can help my teammate or how they can help me in certain situations. Like I think that's a big piece in winning, and it also comes with a little bit of leadership too. Like to have like we have I think 6 seniors this year, so having that leadership for like we also have 6 freshmen too. So having that leadership for the young guys that can translate like for years on. Like we want to build something, so it starts with building within each other. Like we have to talk as much as we do off the court as it is on the court. So it's got to be like one of our biggest talking points too every day.
So the last basketball player I was talking to on here, besides my younger brother, his name was Selton Miguel. He's at University of Maryland. He's a guard up there. And so I asked him, I was like, what's a team or what are some teams that he's looking forward to play? Do you have any teams that you're looking forward to play or to compete against?
Everybody always says Nova. Everyone wants a shot at Nova. I mean, they've been
That team to beat.
Yeah.
Every year.
Every year. And then Florida Southern, I always have a personal agenda against them. I think.
How so or why? You don't have to go too deep, but like.
No, yeah. I think my freshman year, we had lost 2 games in a row against them, and then we went to the playoffs, and then it was like a 5v4. We lost against them, close game. But that always stuck into my mind, like that locker room after. I mean, like just understanding, like I got to make sure every night that when I go against them, it's got to be my best performance, really.
Okay, yeah, I remember them games. I still got the SSC app on my TV. You know what I'm saying? I'll be tapped in. When I can. How is your work, like your not work life, but just the student athlete balance? I know with basketball, you're in season. Knowing that the roommates that I had DJ. DJ is a hilarious character. I had John Bryant, very locked in, very motivated, mentally locked in. Then I had Martin Lakovic, party animal. But I mean, he knew how to tone it down when it came to practice and whatnot. How is it, I guess, being on a campus like that? It's a beautiful campus. You were practicing all the time. You probably got film, you got, weight room, all that stuff. How do you balance all your homework and basketball too?
Yeah, I mean, for me, from high school, even it started like just being able to balance like academics first. I think like it's student athlete, so it's like you're actually like a student first. So for me, I put academics first, and then my dad says like you can't really juggle like 3 things at once or 4 things at once really. So it's got to be academics, basketball, and then that third one it's up to your choice. So I think whether it's personal life, family, just things like that, you're balancing so many things as a student athlete, and then you got to also realize like playing basketball and being an athlete, it's also like a job almost. Like you're up 8:30 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. sometimes. Like you're there super late. Like, we'll be back from away games in Miami at like 3 in the morning. So just understanding like you might have to make a lot of sacrifices here and there, and then just really just kind of having that mentality. Like you're kind of, how do I word this? Like you're more like just having the mentality. Like you're really kind of be better, a bigger person than you are in a way. Like you're more worried about all these things at the same time, but it's a lot of set. Like you're not gonna go to Gasparilla down the street or something. You're not gonna celebrate most of the New Year's Eves. It's a lot of sacrifices in that way, and it's
a good sacrifice. Great
yeah.
I can't stand that day.
I mean, yeah, like out of my I've never been to a Gasparilla out of my 4 years, so and I don't think it'll change.
I'll say experience it once, but don't like go buck wild, bro. Like just people watch it, have fun, just in the atmosphere. It is honestly insane. It's gonna get crazier every year. So if you do go after basketball, be safe, bro. Just be safe. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I'm like, see, like me personally, because I stopped sports when I was 18. But so since then, basically the stuff that I was doing as hobbies became like the job, became like the thing that I loved as well at the time. So I just kind of continued to pursue that, and it worked. Is there anything outside of basketball that you do just to like take your mind off of basketball for some time? Or are you strictly like eat, sleep, breathe basketball, playing 2K, watching NBA, like all that stuff?
A little bit. I mean, growing up with basketball so much, I always have basketball in my life. Like I can't really imagine my life without basketball. Sometimes, like I'll be watching a lot of basketball, but at the same time, I'll have my like just simple hobbies. Like if it's listening to music, if it's like something like just taking a second for myself to read, or like meditating, or just getting my mind right, stuff like that. I think, especially in the off season, more like I'll have time to go with my teammates for fishing, or just going to the beach.
Fish?
A little bit, yeah.
You be fishing, okay? I don't fish. I don't know. I know a lot of different Floridians that are down here that fish.
Yeah.
Are you good at fishing?
I mean,
I'm horrible. I'm trash.
It's hard to be great at fishing because it's like you're trying to just catch fish. It's just how your day is. But
that's how bad I am. I'm bad. I'm horrible. Bad.
It definitely helps with your mental a lot too, because you're not catching a fish every day. It's just not gonna happen.
Catch them at all.
But it's part of like enjoying the experience and enjoying like the calmness of the water, and I really enjoy that, especially like when you're living your busy life like at 100 miles per hour. When I get like on a boat or just on like a dock just to get some fishing in, it really just calms the mind down too. I do need to pick it up more. I got a little bit, like during the season I can't as much, but definitely off season. And then I think just whatever really just calms my mind, music, meditation, I think reading sometimes too. It's just all stuff that helps me. Video games a lot too. I got a PS5 over there. So Call of Duty, 2K, stuff like that.
The usual.
Yeah.
The essentials. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a system. So I've been like not like thugging it, but I will rather work. Because if I start getting into gaming, I'm gonna become a gamer. You know what I'm saying? Man, I need a run. Low key. I picked up golf. I know you be fishing, bro. I picked up golf, bro. I never thought I'd be saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the 18-hole golf. just like Top Golf. I be going
You know,
basically to the driving range having fun. It's half off Tuesday, so I be going every Tuesday. You feel me?
my dad's a big golfer too. He loves to go. Yeah.
Cause he
He's
got the gloves and everything. Like he got the
he's
outfits.
like they're here for Thanksgiving. He brought his clubs to play with my
Oh yeah,
aunt.
he one of
And
them.
he's one of everywhere he's going. If it's
Can't
hot,
blame him.
cool, he's out there on a course somewhere.
That's gonna be me too. I'm gonna be out there in the course and probably just not do anything because I do not want to play 18 holes. It's too long for me. I can't use all the different clubs. I just want to use the driver and see how far I can hit it. To be honest, shoot. I know the biggest thing for me that I forgot to ask in the beginning because we were talking about OTE, bro. So I'm into film. I'm into video. You already know that.
Right.
So what I like to do in my free time when I'm like absolutely free, nothing else to do, I watch music videos. So you already know what I'm finna ask. And so let me tell you, bro, I'm over here watching the video and I see you on the screen. What in the heck is this dude doing on my screen right now? I didn't even I was like, let me not to ask because everybody gonna be blowing up his phone. Like let me just, you know what I'm saying? Let me just enjoy the video. Or how did that even happen, dog?
No, yeah. So I was in the Gunna music video for 101, and I was working at OTE at the time for my internship. That everyone that's a sports management has to do an internship. So I was working there. Like I was at OTE for 12 hours a day, like every day during the summer. And so like it was my first or second week working there. One of my managers knew it was taking a tour with like this like creative director guy, and one of the creative directors at OTE, he designs all the jerseys. His name is Ronaldo, like complete great guy. And so they were taking a tour, and I was literally just walking around I had nothing to do. I was walking around this huge building. I was like going to the course, just shooting because I had free time. And so my manager pulls me over and she's like, hey, I wanted to introduce you to this creative director. They're going to be shooting like a music video here next week. And then I was like, oh, what music video? And he's like, yeah, it's for Gunna's music video, but you can't really tell anybody. I was like starstruck when I heard. I was like, did I just hear you like correctly?
Yeah.
And so the director was like, yeah, we'd love to have you in the music video. And then like the next week came, and we had like I think it was like a 20-hour shoot. Honestly, we were there for it was like 12 hours. It was a real long shoot. Like we were there from I think 8 a.m. to like 11 at night. So, but it was like so crazy just to see like it all in like one place. Really, they had like everything. We used 3 different courts. We used locker rooms. We used so many different things. And it was also like more of an experience for like my event management like internship too. Like I was seeing everything in live action like right there. So just getting actors ready, making sure everyone's needs are met, like just getting sets ready. Like it was great. They had thousands of cameras too at the same time. Like everyone was like on like one team, like everyone had to be on the same page. And then we filmed that day. I think it was a few months after like my phone starts blowing up. Everyone's seen the video. I came to work that day and everyone was playing it. And I didn't know how much I was gonna be in the video. We filmed like a lot of stuff that just wasn't in it too. Like we filmed like 3 hours of us just playing basketball, and it was like all just a part of the music video. So I didn't know what was gonna be in it, but I had like one piece like at the start where it was just like saying my name, saying what I love about basketball. And
Oh,
I was like,
that's what I seen. I said, hold on. Ain't no way.
no, and then that's how it happened. Like I filmed that a few weeks later, everyone's seen it, and then it blew up a little bit, and so every one of my teammates was texting me. Everyone that I had seen the video was texting me. I got like 50 new followers. Like I have a picture on my phone. It was on one of the times where billboards like of a clip of his video, and I was in like one of the pictures posted on Gunna's story, and I was like, wow, it was surreal. I was
for an internship.
For an internship, like I was just right place, right time, honestly.
That's big tough, bro. Like that, all those sets and stuff, like all that you saw. That's what I'm trying to be at every day. I'm currently on one for like a TV show. I want to do it every day. I just like you saw how everything kind of moves, and just like they already got to prepare before they even get there. They probably map out exactly what they're gonna do, the cameras, the shots, like the lenses, what Gunna finna do, where everybody's at. Like that. I love that stuff. I love that whole production, the process.
And especially at OTE for what they like, they're huge into media. Media is like the number one thing that's there. Like they run the show. They every game that they have there, the lights, their ticketing team, there's like they have everything that goes into me, because like their Instagram live at the same time, their how their production, what they do during commercials, what they do at halftime, like everything is down to a T. Like the whole game for
they had a documentary.
Yeah, on Amazon Prime. Yeah, they put in a lot of work on just like social media, filming, like production team. Like I saw the production. I work with the production team sometimes too. Like they're day and night just working hard in there, and it's crazy to see how they put everything out there too.
That's so crazy. That's crazy just to hear, cause you just there. Like I'm over here watching the video. Like let me just see real quick. It's like, God, what? You just on the screen.
Yeah.
How is this happening right now? Interesting. Congrats, bro. That's actually big, bro. Hopefully, there's a lot more like opportunities that come from that. 100%. That's huge. How like we all playing an actual game for the video, or like it was like cut, start back here, you go there, like.
Yeah, it was a mix of it. So like there was times where it was just like we play up and down like an all-star game. We weren't playing for real, like, and then there was time where they were like we would have to like do a set play where it was like a lob, and they had to get the camera angle. Like so there was literally a guy on roller skates running around like with us the whole time.
Those are so wild.
Yeah, and
those are so wild, bro.
Yes,
I can't skate, so I can't do that job.
Like he was like all out, full, like faster than us in skates, just filming, trying not to like with this huge like $1,000 camera on his shoulders, like trying not to like fall and run into us too. So it was like a whole crazy setup.
Wow, and those are high quality cameras. You see how the entire video come out.
Yeah,
those ain't regular sports cameras whatsoever at all. Those are probably $20,000-$30,000 plus the lens.
Had to be.
Sheesh, that's crazy. So I got one last question for you, big dog. So for other bigs, or just anybody that's trying to get into the college game, doesn't matter what level, D1, D2, D3, for the big position and as a basketball player at whole, what is something that they should be doing now, honestly, to prepare for collegiate basketball?
I'll say what a lot of the guys at OTE tried to tell me, like just being special at like what you do best, like whatever your role is, whether it's what your team needs at like certain moments, like doing what you do best. If it's rebounding, if it's playing defense, if it's talking on defense, like there are so many minute like things to do on the basketball court that like can really be like specialized. Like for me, it was rebounding. Like I studied, like rebounding to me is like an art. Like you can study so many, like I watched Dennis Rodman, I watched Oscar Tshiebwe. Like there's so many people to just watch out there to just understand what they see and how you can translate it to your game. So whether it's like rebounding, something like that, just studying and being like an artist in your like at your artwork, really, like you're there and trying to like excel your game. But like the best way to do that is just excelling yourself at like one thing really first, and then after that you can branch off a little bit, but you always keep that one thing like right in your back pocket too. So it's great.
I guess I got one more then. Which one? Actually, I got two. I got two more. So basketball, and then I got a whole nother random question. It's a mandatory question now, but the first one is basketball. For bigs, I know that like depending on the level, it could be like AAU, travel, whatever it is. Of course, like depending on the coach, sometimes it's up to the coach sometimes to choose whoever the big is. What is a trait as a big that I guess kids or the youth or high school that are playing the number 5, you know what I'm saying, that are trying to actually get to college ball? What is something that they can do to set themselves apart?
Definitely having heart. Like giving effort takes like so much, but it shows also so much to what a coach wants. Like every coach out there is looking for someone that's gonna dive on the floor for a loose ball, that's gonna like in a crowd of people, who's gonna come up with that basketball. Like whatever you do, it's got to be done with effort, with urgency, and with like a high motor. That's a lot what like Coach Dex tells us, like having that high motor at all times, like being able to fly around the court, really like it's all kind of just like a process. Like it's slow moving in basketball, but when it comes to like personally, if you want to just exceed, like having like heart, a little bit of heart, and like no matter what size you are, no matter what you look like, really is you can always give effort in anything that you do, like at all times. So yeah, that's what I've been preaching too. So
that's tough. That's good. That's good advice. From the mandatory question I've been asking, because I've had a couple podcasts today. You're like the fourth one already, and it's only 11:25. Are you mixed?
No, I'm not. I'm not mixed. My dad is he's from Cape Verde, and my grandma was.
That's tough.
Yeah. I'm Cape Verdean. So
Okay.
everyone in Cape Verde is like basically looks like me. White eyes, curly hair.
Because the question was, if we go into a cookout, which you should get this answer. It's not even an answer. You should just have a good answer. We go into a cookout. It's the boys, the team. You know what I'm saying? Team pull up to a cookout. Everybody bring a dish. What you bringing, Tyson?
I'm bringing. You know, we have Thanksgiving in a couple of days. My dad is a really, really, really great cook, and I tell him,
you bringing?
Me personally, if I can, I'm stealing his recipe and I'm bringing some seafood stuff in. Yes, it's like sweet seafood. It's got shrimp in it, all the green peppers, and crazy mix of everything. Like I'm telling you, it's really like if I could have just a plate of that seafood stuff, I mean, I'm bringing it. Everybody needs to try it.
Dang, that don't even sound real. Seafood stuffing.
Seafood stuffing.
Seafood stuffing. I ain't never had nothing like that. Oh, you for sure. Dang. Is that like a Cape Verdean thing?
I don't know where he learned it from. He likes to try a lot of stuff out, so I'm sure like you can just add. He just added shrimp like one time too, but I mean, just mixed it up. Like it takes. I don't even know how long, but it's. I mean, like exquisite. I'm telling you, it's one of the best things I have every Thanksgiving. I swear.
That's oh, that sound damn. Oh
my God. If I could bring you a plate, I promise you, like that, it's life changing.
Yeah, I might. So I think I'm going back to the O either tonight or tomorrow, right? If you got a play, I might just spin back. Maybe something. That sounds fire. Shoot. Yeah. Any last comments? Any last words for the basketball community whatsoever coming up?
Definitely just be yourself. Every coach, if you're good at what you do, if you're excelling at what you do, every coach is gonna find you. As long as you be yourself. Like there's nobody else other than you. Like nobody can be who you are. Like there's only one Tyson, there's only one Naj. There's like, so just be who you are, and it'll always show. So
Only one Jake.
Only one Jake.
Exactly.
Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for doing this. This is the first time we actually chopped it up. I appreciate this. And good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, seriously. All right,
All
man,
right.
dog.
Peace out.